Hi Sagittarius, welcome. So Sagittarius, this is going to be your you versus them reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep in mind that it's a general reading, so the roles may be reversed. Feel free to flip it if you need to. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. My readings are timeless, so I just trust that when this finds you, it's for you. So Sagittarius, the energy is feeling really good to me today, so I was excited to do your reading. And interestingly enough, I got the same exact song I got for you, I believe the last time I read for you, which was the spiritual reading, and it's 7 Years by Lucas Graham. So this is the second time 7 years, or the number 7, has showed up in the Sagittarius reading, as well as that song. So check out that song. But yeah, there's some significance around the number 7. So something to pay attention to. You also have the card of Uranus out. So this is talking about breakthroughs, brainstorms. Well, if I can get my cards together. Originality, insights. To me, this is kind of like Tower-esque, okay, type of vibes. But keep in mind that everything is happening for your highest good. And let me get my cards back together real quick. Sorry about that. Okay, so anyways, interestingly enough, this energy also talks about expecting the unexpected and a little bit of like an erratic energy as my cards go everywhere. So there you go. Now let's see what the crowning energy is for you, Sagittarius. Crowning energy for my Sagittarius. I was actually going to do your reading yesterday, but for some reason, I felt called to do Libra's reading first. If you have Libra in your chart, though, or dealing with one, you might want to check out that reading as well. Okay, so you have the Page of Wands here, which is all about ideas. And you have two cards that signify freedom, or looking for more freedom in your life, looking for more independence. Isn't that what we all really strive for? We think we strive for, you know, more money. But really what we're looking to have money for is freedom. What we're all really looking for is somebody, you know, not to work for the man, not for people to tell us who to be and what to do. We want freedom to be who we are. That's the funny thing about life is like, until you have the courage to be who you are anyways, you can't really ever attain that freedom. So it's almost like, yeah, some people wait until they make it in order to be who they really are, but you can't make it unless you're being who you really are to begin with. So I don't know why I'm going into that right off the bat, but food for thought. Anyways, this person, interestingly enough, because I just got done saying I felt Tower-esque vibes, they got the Tower. So definitely expect the unexpected, Sagittarius, particularly when it comes to this connection of the person you are dealing with. They might have a lot of chaotic energy going on around them. Sometimes this card talks about enlightenment, but it also talks about surprises, which is interesting because I feel like you're over here in a much more stable, like idea-driven type of energy. And like, I feel like this person's a little bit wobbly in their vibration. So let's go into the past. Recent past, and see what led to the now moment for you, Sagittarius. Then we're going to look how you both genuinely feel and perceive each other, as well as the most likely future outcomes. So Sagittarius, recent past energy for my Sagittarius. You have the Justice card, 5 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So, wow, talk about emotionally draining type of energy here. Like a can't win a type of vibe. Can't win for losing is actually the saying that I got. And yet trying to keep your peace, trying to keep your balance. Things feeling very emotional though. Sagittarius may even felt like a little down in the dumps, or a sense of exhaustion. I also got the word rejection for some of you. Could have been something you were dealing with. But it's a sense of hopelessness almost, where you're trying your best to gain balance, right? Or to keep the peace here. But at the same time, you're paying the price, you know, or internally going through quite a bit of emotional turmoil. So it's really interesting to me how far you've come. Because again, this is past energy, although for some of you it may be lingering, because they are giving me a song. And just like that, it's gone. But anyways, one of the lyrics was lingering feelings. So yeah, a tough energy to come out of, Sagittarius. So let's see what this person's been dealing with in the recent past. What is there? Three of Cups, Two of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Three of Swords. So the very first thing I heard was open up to me. One of you could have wanted the other one to open up to you. I actually feel it coming from this person's end, where if you were going through a struggle or going through something difficult, even if it was, you know, because of this person, I feel that they really wanted you to open up to them, or to share what you were thinking or feeling with them, Sagittarius. But again, it's a general, so take it as it resonates. It's a sense of like this person wanting to be supportive, but not really knowing how to go about it. And then like trying to be friendly, trying to be open, but not seemingly able to reach you or to make any sort of impact on the pain that you're feeling, and therefore it causing them pain. So really interesting message there. It's almost like this person feels your pain, even if they are the cause of your pain. You know, like I feel a sense of like dutiful nature to this person, you know, and they're giving me the song All Shook Up by Elvis, I think. It's like when you're shook, they're shook, which is what happens when you have a deep, meaningful connection with someone. And I'm not just talking about intimate partners. Like, for instance, my sister, as I know my sister is one of my soulmates, and she's a Sag as well. And if you're watching, hey, I love you. But yeah, it's an unbreakable bond. And a lot of times, like, I'll feel that she's getting ready to call, or she calls me and it turns out we're going through like the same exact thing, or we're in the same exact emotion, etc. Like we feel each other's pain and stuff. So, but you can also have that in a soulmate, twin flame, intimate connection. And so regardless of who this person is, that's what I'm feeling, you know, is that they feel you. They feel for you. They feel it with you. All right, so let's go deeper into how you perceive each other. Sagittarius, how do you perceive this person? What do you have going on in the headspace? Two of Wands. Page of Cups. Let's see, that came out first. Seven of Pentacles. I actually feel like it's like this. Sorry. ADD. I'm a little particular. I'm a little particular about my cards. All right. Okay, Ten of Wands here. So Sagittarius, wow. I feel like some of you, oh, okay. So some of you are, I don't know how to say this. There's two different storylines here. If this person was the cause of your pain, even though they feel your pain and may want to be of support to you, I feel you're not interested, you know, or you have your attention focused elsewhere. And what it's focused on is working on yourself, investing into your life, your career, your health, your happiness, and, you know, not really being open to that. That's one group of you, right? You know, if you resonate with that. There's two groups. There's another group of you where, yes, this person feels you and they want to be of support to you, and you're on board with that. But you're not necessarily on board with any additional friendships right now or connections, or, you know, I just feel like you have other things going on. So it's not that you can't be a very open and social person. I just feel like you're getting your priorities straight right now, and so it's not of interest to you. So, and they're specifically giving me like work friends. I don't know if like you've got work friends that want to go out, or like people that are in your network that are new to you, or that you have commonalities with you. And it's just like, it's like a not right now. I'm not saying not ever, but like a not right now, okay? I don't mean to get that specific. If that part doesn't resonate, don't worry about it, but I have to say it. Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, that's where you're kind of heavily focused right now. I'm also getting that somebody may be working hard for your approval, or this person may be. All right, so let's go into their energy. What's going on there? How do they perceive the connection? Always had that dream that hunted for me. There's that song again. Queen of Cups, the Hangman. That was the Five of Cups that wanted to flip. Okay, so this person is looking to stabilize their energy right now. Yeah, I feel like it's funny because they have the Tower here, but maybe they needed a little bit of a shakeup in their own life to stabilize themselves. Sometimes we've got to lose everything to gain everything, you know what I mean? Or lose ourselves in a moment to find ourselves. And I feel like that's kind of the process this person has been going through, Sagittarius. But now feeling more in their power, now feeling more in control of their emotional self, and now able to see themselves as well as the connection in a different light because of them being in a different headspace. And I feel like this person is looking for progression here, but they're not in a rush for that progression. So I feel like they will take their time for what is valuable to them. And if you're valuable to them, then they will be patient and take whatever time is necessary for them. So I feel like some of you may have actually been the catalyst or the inspiration for this person to begin to work on themselves, whether it's positive or negative. Like, there's lots of different ways to get inspired to work on ourselves. It's always nice if it comes from a positive place of like having a beautiful interaction and someone you look up to, and because of that you want to better yourselves. But unfortunately for a lot of us, it's usually the opposite. Usually we get motivated from being hurt, from things not going our way, and then just getting fed up with it to the point where we can no longer live in that space and therefore must better ourselves. So one of the two has occurred here. I actually feel like it's the latter, where you Sagittarius, or the both of you, kind of had that dark night of the soul, which ultimately brought you to the light. So let's see what's going on in the emotional space underneath it all. I always had that dream. Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords, the Temperance, which is you. Two of Pentacles. What are they stressing about? Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So, Sagittarius, stressing much about which way to go, what the right direction is, which, I heard some of you it's about a job, take it or leave it, which job to take, but either way, there's this sense of going back and forth, showing up. I just feel like what I get a sense of is like kind of things being up in the air right now, and that's why there's like some hesitation to any big choices, changes, or movements, because you're not fully made up your mind yet, or maybe things haven't quite come into place yet to where you're able to like firmly stand by anything, you know, where you're like in that in-between spot where you don't want to commit because you know this is not like your forever destination. It's kind of like that energy. But don't let it stress you out, Sagittarius. You have options here, and that's the good thing. It really doesn't matter which way you decide to go or what you decide to do, because universe is going to back you up no matter what. And the right inspiration and the right ideas and the right people are going to arrive when you need them. And you can trust that, because law of attraction is never going to leave you alone. You know, it's always going to pull in new experiences, new opportunities, new people. Haven't you noticed that? You know, if you've lived enough life, at least in 30 plus years, you know, you've probably already figured out that every time you think that this is the end, it's not the end. Something else happens. A brighter day comes. Your mood lifts. A solution arrives. That's not a one-time you got lucky thing. That's a lifetime of blessings being rained upon you, and it will never stop. You will never be left without options. It's just never going to happen. Get it out of your mind. So if you know that, and you know that the universe has the wherewithal to provide you constant solutions throughout your lifespan, then why go back and forth so often about which direction to go? Choose a direction and go. You know, so it's kind of like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to get preachy with you, but that's the message. So let's see the person you're connecting with. Six of Swords. The Wheel. Wow, the Six of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So I want to go back to the group where, you know, someone is wanting to be there for you, but you're not open to it. If you're in that group, I feel like this person sees you kind of coming out of the shadows and kind of going into your light, and they see your success and they see you in a different light, and that's why they're trying to make a re-entrance. But they always say, be very careful about people who leave you when you're at your worst and come back when you're at your best. But at the same time, you know, I always say keep an open mind. I'm not here to give you advice. But anyways, that's what's going on. For the rest of you, it's a sense of like this person is, they themselves are kind of coming out of this dark period and in divine timing and having more of a clear mind about what it is that they want and becoming more focused on that. And what they're focused on, Sagittarius, is success. Success. Just in all forms, okay? But also, I feel like this person wants to see eye to eye with you. I heard the truth. They're thinking about you. You're thinking about them. They want to know if you're thinking about them, if you're not currently talking to them. I think it's really interesting these two cards came out, you see, because they're not talking and they're not looking at each other, but they're both thinking of each other. something like that. So let's go into the bigger spiritual picture and see what's next. 7 of Cups. 3 of Wands. So there's progression here. The Empress. The Ace of Pentacles. The Sun, the King of Swords, and the 4 of Swords. Did not mean to get that many cards out, but that's how many came out. Sorry. So, Sagittarius, yeah, I caught my mind wandering there for a minute, which is really interesting. And because I just got done telling you that you guys think about each other. Maybe that's where your mind wanders a lot, or you wonder about them, or they about you, what they're up to in particular. So you have the 7 of Cups here. I feel like this is you again, kind of looking at your options, knowing your worth, ready to commit yourself, but not until you've decided. And what are you waiting to decide? What's going to make me happiest? Or at least that's the only factor you need to consider, because that's the only thing that matters in this life, is what is going to make you feel the best. Where's your happiness at? What's your path of least resistance? And you know what? I feel like Sagittarius, some of you are getting ready to choose a path that maybe does not include this person, and that's going to anger them. But they'll ultimately come to peace with it at some point, or maybe you've already done that, okay? That's for the group of you where I feel you're no longer open to this person. Others of you, it's a sense of, yeah, just kind of finding yourself along the way and then recommitting to your best self, and that bringing you so much happiness and opportunity to plant your seed, to commit to something that makes you really happy. And if it pisses other people off, okay, bye, Linda, you know, not your problem, you know, not everybody's going to be happy for you, but that doesn't mean you're wrong, you know. So let's go into this person's most likely future outcome. The 8 of Swords, the Hermit. Yeah, it's getting clearer and clearer that there's more. Okay, I'm going to break it down in a second. Just chill out. Okay, and the Page of Wands. One more. No. Sorry. I started off with my cards being all of a mess, and I tried to get one more, and all of them came out again. I'm going to keep note of those on the table. Okay. I just got a song. I got 2 songs. I've been wishing for a girl like you, and then I heard you remind me of a girl I once knew. So, Sagittarius, I feel like this person, sometimes they get caught up in their mind where they start to get fearful, they start to get insecure, but it's only because they care. It's only because they get passionate about what they want. And see, that's the funny thing, right? Is I was thinking, I was listening to a spiritual podcast about this the other day. It's like sometimes the people that irritate us the most are the people who are up closest to us, like our spouse, like our children, like our parents. And it's natural for the ego to want to push away, to blame, to criticize those that we actually love the most. And here's the kicker behind that, is that the only reason that those people can irritate you the most is because you care. Is because those are the people you care about the most. Abraham Hicks says it best in her podcast. She says, if somebody calls you and you don't know who they are, and they say, hello, you don't know me, and I'll never call you again, you're not going to care. You'd probably say, okay, or hang up on them. But if someone you love a lot calls you and says, hey, I'm never going to call you again, big deal, right? Like that's a big difference. Then you're going to care a lot. You're going to feel some kind of way. You might get angry. So a lot of times the anger, the irritation, the resentment we feel is just an unexpressed suppression of love. In fact, almost always that's really what it is. Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't get upset. You wouldn't feel what you feel. And it's hard to wrap your mind around, or at least it has been in my lifetime. But as I step back away from it, it makes a lot of sense. It's like we struggle the most with the things we care about the most because they're meaningful to us. But it almost works against us, because if we were to be easy about everything, as easy as we are on things we don't really care about, everything would come into fruition and manifest much faster and much nicer than it currently is manifesting. So it's almost like, I don't want to say like in order to get something to improve, care less, but kind of, yeah. You kind of got to find a way to not have a vice grip on it, you know, and to be so reactive towards it to where you push it away. So I don't know if that advice is for you or them, but I felt compelled to kind of give you that story so that you understand what I'm saying. I feel like this person cares, and I feel like even if this is someone you've pushed away, you do also care, right? But some of you not at the expense of your own happiness, and that's all right. And that's all right. Only you know what's best for you. Okay, so what I was saying earlier is that I feel like there's more of you in that group of this person, you know, wanting to be supportive to you, but they've kind of already let you down, and so I don't feel you're open to it. And honestly, I think you're trying to decide what's best for you, and it may upset this person, but you still need to do what's best for you. This person won't be left without. They have source streaming to them too, so it will give them a higher perspective, something to think about, and possibly move them in a direction of going towards something that is more in alignment with them. So I feel like a lot of you are in that group. But for the few of you who did not turn your back, like this person wants to be supportive, they feel you, they're connected to you, you want to work on things, you're just trying to decide how to go about it. They're saying to prioritize whatever makes you the happiest. And maybe it disappoints this person for a minute, but they'll ultimately support you or come to peace with it. Okay, because they care. Because they care. And how do you know they care? They show up. So let's see what the guidance is. For you and your person, Sagittarius. What is with the cards? I can't even blame that one on the cards. Like I literally threw that, but I didn't mean to. All right, so you have to take a moment, support, and a child's love. So the love between a parent and child is one of the most precious and deep connections we can make. Children start out as a part of us, and then they establish themselves in our heart. You may share children with this person, or there may be children involved, and or this person's childhood may be affecting their current persona or how they are in relationships, which isn't that kind of always the case, but whatever. And you have the card of support and take a moment. So you're being encouraged not to rush into any decisions until you've actually decided. So take a moment and pause. You have time. And then interestingly enough, this card talks about people who you come into your life for support. And here I'm talking about like this person wanting to be supportive. Some of them come and go, and some of them stay forever. And how do you know which is which? Look for the ones who consistently show up, Sagittarius. So, wow. Very interesting reading. I'm going to leave it there for now. Zodiac signs you could be connecting with or having your own chart. I have Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo, Aries. Always had that dream. Leo, Taurus, Pisces could be another Sagittarius. And Libra. Those are the primary signs that I'm seeing. But keep in mind it is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do have videos and content over there. Tarot Time with Dana is the name of all my social media. All of it linked in the description box below, as well as the chat, as well as the About section, where you can also find the donation link for those of you who want to donate. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, Sagittarius. And until next time, my friends, namaste.